Like, we literally spent every day with each other for a whole year. Oh my God, I'm gonna cry. No, like, yeah, and then he, like,
it's okay.
and then, like, when I started, like, to get followers and all that, he would just, like,
oh, honey. Welcome to the OHoney podcast,
where you get the sticky and the sweet with Summer
and Amanda and Nicolettes.
hey.
So we have Nicolette. She is a YouTuber. You got your start on Dr. Phil.
Yeah.
Yeah? And what year was that, 2018?
It was not even, it was like a year ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much a year ago.
That's awesome. How did that happen? Like,
okay, so,
yeah.
It was a year ago, and my mom and I were just, like, going through a rough patch, and we were just, like, always fighting all the time, and I was basically going back and forth between my mom and my dad's house, and then I had, like, a falling out with my dad, and I just moved into my mom's house full time, and we were, like, learning how to live with each other, and so we were just fighting all the time, and then she was working 24/7, and I felt like I was just like a girl, like, crying for help, like, from her mother, because I would never get, like, any attention from her, and then we would have so many problems. And so one day my friend and I were, like, joking around, and we were saying, like, we were talking about, like, our problems with our parents, and then we were like, how would a Beverly Hills brat, like, react to this situation? And we, like, were making a joke out of it, and, like, we were, like, getting into this, like, brat character, and then I, like, wrote into Dr. Phil, and the producers responded, and then my mom and I, like, went on the show, and then the show aired, and it kind of, like, got a lot of attention, and we ended up starting a YouTube channel after that. And
so you built this character that wasn't you on the show.
it was like the problems were kind of real, but
yeah, it was over
exaggerated for sure.
Yeah.
And that's not, like, me.
Yeah.
Like, I'm obviously not that, like, crazy.
Do you have to fight
brat.
to, like, prove that?
Yeah, I feel like I always have to fight to prove that.
Yeah, because that's what kind of launched
you. Yeah,
and
whenever
right?
I meet people, they think I'm this, like, crazy brat, and I'm like, no, I'm not.
Yeah. I have mixed feelings about that, because, like, obviously, I mean, it's great, like, if you're playing a character, it's one thing, but, like, on the show, it's like...
It was just, like, an episode that was just overly exaggerated.
Yeah, yeah, because then it's like, because my only feelings towards it are, you know, that other young girls may watch it and be like, yeah, that's how we...
that's how I get famous.
Yeah.
That's why I don't like how Danielle got that bad baby girl.
Oh, how she? Well, it's the same. It's the same with.
Yeah, and then
she
after
was on Dr. Phil
I noticed,
too.
like, after I was on it, and, like, people saw, like, I started a YouTube channel and it was doing well. Like, people started to do that, and you could just, like, see straight through it. Like, people were just, like, making fake stories.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
They weren't, like, blowing up from it because
it's
like,
already
people
happened.
just see through it. Yeah, and it's already happened.
Yeah. So it's almost like. So what do you try to use your platform now for? Is it like kind of the same vibe of, like, the drama and?
Yeah, I kind of made my channel like a reality show, and I just hang out with my family, and we just film it, and, like, whatever goes on is just filmed.
Would you say it's in the same kind of vibe as the Dr. Phil show of that character that you put
no,
on
not at all. Like,
Yeah.
I'm actually really happy I have my channel because I get to showcase, like, the real me.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So it is authentic.
Yeah, it's like very authentic.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I try to keep everything, like, as real as possible.
Yeah.
On there, and
That's cool. And what's your following now? Do you kind of know your demographic?
I hit 1 million on YouTube.
Oh, congrats.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a huge accomplishment.
I know, it's, like,
a lot
crazy.
of people.
And I've always wanted to do YouTube ever since I was younger, so it's just crazy I get to do it now.
Yeah.
Like, ever since I was 8, I would, like, film, like, random videos on my webcam.
Yeah, and now you have your own platform, but with that comes a ton of responsibility.
Yeah, responsibility with it.
Yeah.
So sometimes you don't realize, like, a bunch of people are watching you.
Yeah, well, you're super young too.
Yeah, I just turned 17 last week.
Yeah, oh, well, happy belated.
Thank you.
Happy belated birthday.
Yeah. But, like, as you get older too, have you decided that, okay, is this what I want to do for the rest of my life, is record videos with my family, or are you just kind of figuring out what you want to do along the way, or is it
yeah, I definitely want to keep doing, like, YouTube and all that, and I just want to do as much as I can in entertainment, and then also I want to do more like entrepreneur stuff. Like I'm trying to build a clothing line now, and then also this other superfood company. And I'm just trying to work on a ton of stuff and just do like YouTube, entrepreneur, like business kind of stuff. And then also I'm working on this like reality show on this digital platform, which will be fun. And so I'm just trying to like immerse myself in as much as I can.
Yeah, no, you must be super busy for a 17-year-old. It's a lot of stuff.
Yeah, it's crazy because my life like changed. Like before Dr. Phil or any of that, I would just like I would just be like a normal 16-year-old, and then my life just like completely changed.
What advice would you give to somebody like around your age, or 15, 16, wanting to start their own YouTube page, or wanting to get people watching them or looking at them?
So I would say consistency is so important, and just be you, like be authentic and be real, because people will relate to that and like resonate with that. Yeah. And they'll like.
But you have a story that kind of contradicts that advice.
Yeah, it's
right?
like, it's weird. Well, like it started out like that, but then like now I'm like real, and it's like authentic to me, and like everyone knows the real me. Like now it's like that, but it didn't start out like that. So it's like weird, but.
Yeah. But you also respect your parents.
Yes,
now,
I do.
Right?
Yeah.
And your mom. Yeah. So that's super important to me. It's like, that's one thing that I think a lot of kids have to learn when growing up also, is like how important it is to treat your parents with respect.
Yeah, especially when you're going through your teenage years. Like I'm going through it now. Like my mom and I fight so much, and we're like, I'm like, oh my God, like we're just fighting all the time.
Still?
And then and then we like make up, and and then I'm like, oh my God, my mom's actually amazing. And then it's just so much back and forth.
If I ever gave my mom attitude, she would just whack.
My mom and I like don't have the typical mom and daughter relationship. Yeah. It's like we fight like sisters, because we're like basically like sisters. She's like my best friend. Yeah. We don't have the typical like mom-daughter relationship.
I guess, well, you're kind of like best friends with your mom, right?
Yeah, but we don't fight. I love my mom. Like I would never say any, like when we fight, it's like it's like I was a kid, like like your mom gets mad at you and I let her get mad at me. Yeah. I'd never like talk back to her, like even when I'm 22 I would never. Yeah. So I guess people are different.
It's just, it's I don't like really talk back to my mom. It's just like we like have arguments like here and there.
Yeah. No, I see what you're saying though too. I think that's a learning process even for you, because you are young, but like with this platform, like you take on a huge responsibility, and even if it's your genuine lifestyle and people see you being disrespectful to your mom, then they're gonna
then they think that's okay.
Yeah, they're gonna be like, oh, she does it and she has a huge following, like let me do that to my mom, she doesn't know, know. And it's like that, that's not okay, because that leads on into your everyday life too, of respecting others, respecting like the people that you work for, people that work for you. So it's like a kind of a domino effect, for the rest of life.
So on your YouTube channel now, do you like showcase you and your mom fighting?
I've had like 2 videos of that, but because we try to like film it like a reality show, and especially like we still film it like a reality show now, but especially like 2 months ago we were just literally showing everything. And for example, this one day we were filming and we just like we're not getting along, and so we just filmed that. And then you're right, like there is an audience watching, and they're gonna see that, but I don't think of that sometimes like I literally just like film what's like going on, and I don't even think about that.
I mean, I think it's important too, like always in the back of your head, like even you just got to realize that there is an audience out there, and if you know your audience, like what age demographic they are and stuff too, so you kind of like want to be responsible for that audience as well, even though you are in that age demographic. So it's like but with that you got to grow up a little bit quicker than the rest of the world, right? Because you're a role model at that point to 1 million people, and that's a lot of people. And then from there they're influencing other kids and other people as well. So it's just like,
you're right. It's like a domino effect.
And especially if you want to do things and become an entrepreneur, like with that, you have to, work on yourself. Like as an entrepreneur, you can't be a person you know, that's wronging so many people along the way, or just like disrespecting others, because you're not going to get that respect as an entrepreneur. You have to give respect to get respect, right? And especially like with family, I think that's one of the most important things. But yeah, just like you learn as you go.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't.
But you gotta learn faster.
No, I don't think I'm a disrespectful person. It's just like.
Yeah, no, you've been super nice and this is my first time meeting you, and you've been super respectful since like even like coming here, and just really nice to us. So that makes me wonder if it is like more of an act for the YouTube, you know, platform and stuff. And I know that that family can fight a lot more than like people that you just meet, right? It's like you get in arguments with your sister. Do you have siblings?
Yeah, I have a sister.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, a little sister.
Oh, she's younger than you. Oh, okay. And does she do YouTube as well?
She does it on my channel. I'm trying to convince her to like build her own channel, but probably she'll do it like when she's older.
How old is she?
She's 12.
Oh, okay. Yeah, she's so young.
Yeah.
And how does she feel about it?
She likes it. She has fun with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's like a good like bonding experience for us.
Yeah.
Like I'm closer with my mom and sister than ever before, because we like get to bond over filming, and like we have so much fun over that.
But also what I noticed is like when you're working with family, and
so it goes crazy.
Yeah, and that's where you really have to establish like your relationship, your respect for others and stuff too, because like that's just another layer. Like that's not just being family anymore. Now you're coworkers. And now you're like you both all have, I'm sure, probably different creative ideas and stuff too, which you can clash a little on different topics. So do you notice that happening a lot, or?
Oh my God. Yeah. Like 2 weeks ago, my mom and I like we had like this like creative difference, and yeah.
And how do you work it out normally?
We just kind of like, it took us like a few days of just like kind of being a little angry at each other, and then we just talked it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we just like got through it.
Yeah.
It's really like it's really tough like working with family. Like I don't even like how I was saying, like I have arguments with my mom. Like it's not even like it's not even like normal teenager stuff. It's like I didn't like that thumbnail. Like just things like that.
Things that you think are so big in the moment too, and then you realize that you're like, oh, okay, well.
Yeah, like we literally didn't talk like over like 3 days because of like a thumbnail. Like it was wild.
Yeah. It's like anytime I would argue with my sister, we would argue and then we'd be okay like 5 minutes later. You'd be like,
yeah. Sometimes like you just like with family, you just argue and then you're like,
then it's fine
perfectly
after.
fine.
Yeah, but I mean, it's great that you hit 1 million. I can't wait to see what you do with your platform. I hope it's like, because 1 million is going to lead to 2, to 3, to 4. So it's like from there, whether it's with family stuff or even fashion, I think that's super like, you have fun with fashion?
Yeah.
You like it? And what type of line do you want to start?
Just everyday wear.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
So like athleisure or just like casual jeans. And
like honestly everything, like skirts, jeans, tracksuits, like all of that.
Yeah. And how did you, like what inspired that?
Well, I've always wanted to do it ever since I was younger, and then now I'm like, oh, like I kind of know how, so why not?
Did you go to school, or are you still in school right now?
Yeah, I'm doing online school.
Oh, cool. I feel like so many kids are doing that now.
Yeah, so many.
Yeah, it's a lot of online school or homeschooling, and do you
especially out here in LA, like everyone is just like, yeah, I'm homeschooled, I'm online school.
Yeah, what's that schedule kind of like for?
So it's really hard balancing it with work and all that.
Yeah.
I just like, I'm honestly really behind. Like I just need to like find time to do it.
Yeah. Oh, so you put like the YouTube first and then online school second.
Yeah.
Kind of. Yeah. I think, what do you learn?
Because with that, like I could always just catch up on that, but with YouTube, like I can't miss an upload, but like with that I could just.
How often do you upload?
I was doing 3 times a week, and then now I'm doing 2 times a week. Like I've just started that this week. Yeah.
So you'll.
Because I want to put like more quality.
Yeah.
Into it.
Which is great. I think that's a smart technique. Some people are doing it every day and literally just killing themselves trying to do it every day.
It's amazing for the growth, but like you eventually have to stop.
Yeah. And it's also, you need some of that time, like just not filming.
Yeah.
And just living your life and being a kid. Like with, do you ever feel like you're overwhelmed with work, or is it?
Honestly, yeah, sometimes, but not most of the time, because it's fun for me. Like it's what I do for fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it doesn't even feel like work at all.
And do you meet new people through it, or
Yeah,
new friends?
Yeah, pretty much like everyone in my life I like meet through that.
Okay. And then your mom has her own YouTube channel?
Yeah, she just built her own.
Oh,
she
cool.
just started it a few weeks ago, I think.
So you each are getting your own and kind of like tying it in with one another?
Yeah, exactly.
Is your dad a part of this, or is he in your life?
No, I used to, like, basically my parents are divorced.
Okay.
And I used to just go back and forth, like, from my mom's house to my dad's house. And then I had, like, a falling out with my dad.
Mm-hmm.
I don't talk about it online because I, like, respect his privacy.
Yeah.
But I live with my mom full time.
Okay.
So, yeah, I don't, like, vlog with him or
Have you
anything.
guys always lived in California, or did you move out here?
Yeah, when I was really young, I grew up in Calabasas. And then we moved to, like, the Beverly Hills area when I think I was, like, 8.
Okay. And you moved out here with your mom? And your sister?
Both of them, like my
okay.
mom and my dad.
Got
I
it.
started living with my mom when I was like 14 or 15.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so that was kind of like a new relationship
Yeah.
for you and your mom, like just to be together around each other.
Yeah,
all
like
the
that's
time.
like why we ended up on Dr. Phil is because we were like trying to like learn how to live with each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard, right?
Yeah.
But you're figuring it out, and I'm sure you're growing from it. Like, yeah, I don't know. It's just when you come from a different household and you try to understand like how somebody is like dealing with things and going through things like with their family, it's like I always revert back to like me and my mom, and I'm like, God, like my mom would literally kill me if I was
Yeah, I
just
think
like.
that's the difference between, like, when they stop spanking kids is not a good thing. I'm gonna spank my kids.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, the wooden spoon.
You guys,
Bring out the
you need
wooden
to-
spoon.
Like, kids don't fear their parents anymore, and it's not your fault. It's like just like life. It's like we just need to fear our parents. Because then you don't talk back, you don't do that kind of stuff.
Yeah, not to the point of like abuse.
No,
and
but
like,
fear in a sense where respect.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, I'm not going to talk that way because when
yeah, you need to be put in your place at the same time.
Parents don't even know how to put their kids in their place anymore. It's
Yeah.
like, oh, I can't spank them, or I can't do anything.
Discipline them.
I can't discipline
You can't
them
take away
'cause
their phone because like.
and then parents are scared of the kids.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like.
Well, nowadays it's like if you spank your kid, it's like child abuse, and you
And,
get
like,
your
you
kid
get
taken
caught,
away,
right.
and then downward spiral
Kids are calling
from
the
there.
police, like, my mom spanked me.
Yeah.
Can you
her
imagine back
away.
like 10, 20 years ago, if people would be like, yeah, you
Yeah.
probably deserved it.
Okay,
Good for
cool.
her.
And teachers were doing it too.
I know, it's crazy how it's changed so rapidly.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think, obviously, always disclaimers, right? Don't abuse your kids. Don't like
There's
make
a fine
them
line.
bleed.
There's a fine line. There's
Yeah.
a nice little tap on the booty.
Yeah, it's like, hey, don't do that.
Yeah. It's not, people always take it and make it like something that's not like, oh, I was just, it's just like, no. There's a fine line
believe in that
between
too.
abuse and
See,
discipline.
my mom she's been teaching karate her whole life, and she knows these awesome pressure points.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Don't use pressure points on your kids, please.
Yeah, she was just like right here. But it's like for a second you're like, no, don't do it. But it's almost like as a joke at the same time.
Right.
Not to where she makes you pass out. But you don't want to mess with mom, ever. All right, I say let's just quickly dive into the honey pot. So this is where
It's a honey pot.
this is where our fans write in and we give some advice to them, unprofessional advice about love, life, relationships, all that good stuff. Oh, honey. Hi, girls. I've been dating a guy for about 6 months, and he won't post anything about me on his social video. It's like I'm not existent on his social. Is that a bad sign? Would it be weird if I brought it up to him? I don't want him to think I'm annoying and worried about something stupid like this, but also, I don't know why he is hiding me. It makes me think he is either embarrassed of me or doesn't want other girls to know he has a girlfriend. But maybe I'm just insecure. I don't know.
I think bring it up to him. If it bothers you, just bring it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you feel about, well, I'm assuming you're totally fine with it, but What do you feel about posting relationships on?
Oh my God, I actually like have something to say about this. Like I'm in a relationship right now.
Oh, okay.
I've been in one for I think like almost 9 months.
Oh, wow.
And like we don't post anything about it.
Really?
Yeah, and it's been like back and forth. Like in the beginning he was like, can we be more public? And then I was like, no, like no, I don't want to like have a public relationship. And then I was like, oh wait, like can you actually like be on my channel? Like I want to film together. And then now he's like, no. And I like
it switched.
yeah, and then
Tables
for a
have
while I was like
turned.
upset. I was like, why won't he film with me? Like what, like what's wrong? Like is he like embarrassed of me or something? And then we eventually just like talked it out, and he just like doesn't want to be like on social media, and he doesn't want to be out there and all that.
Yeah.
But with
Did he tell you why?
yeah, he just like doesn't like want to be into like fame, or like he doesn't just want to be like
Yeah, he
just
wants his
doesn't-
privacy.
yeah, he likes his privacy.
Yeah.
And I think with her situation, like I don't know, just bring it up to him.
Yeah.
Maybe he just doesn't like posting other people on his socials.
Yeah.
But if you're in a relationship, I feel like I don't know, it's not like they should be posting each other. They shouldn't just, it depends on the person.
It depends
Like some
what they
people
want.
like posting their relationships, some people don't.
And I would never say force somebody to post
Yeah,
you.
never, yeah.
Because then it's just weird. Then
Yeah,
you're just like
maybe she like she might be
questionable.
like she's thinking like he's embarrassed of her or something, but maybe just to him it's like oh
Yeah.
like I just don't like post anyone else, or he didn't even think about it.
Yeah, I guess I'm
So
looking
maybe
at
just
it.
bring it up to him
Yeah,
if it's
there's-
really bothering.
There's two things it could be.
Yeah.
You know, it's like the, oh, I don't want people to know I have a girlfriend because I'm single. And
Yeah,
Yeah.
it could be
so
that.
that's what she could be insecure about, but it could also be like me. I don't post my boyfriend, but it's not because I know, like cheating on him on the low.
Yeah.
You know,
You're
it's
like-
just because I like to keep things that are really important to me private, because I have posted it before and he got like death threats. Like people always like DMing him the meanest things, and it's just like why? Like why even let people into
Yeah.
my like my private like life like that,
Yeah.
because it's so important to me, and people like to kill happiness. So I'm just like, no, you have no.
Yeah, so it like honestly like she's probably like thinking like it could be something, but maybe it like isn't even anything at all. He just doesn't even like think about posting her.
Do you have any friends that now do the same thing kind of to you, ask you to post them more, post them all the time, or is that never really an issue with you?
In the beginning when I first started like doing Instagram and YouTube and all that, I would have friends that would ask that, but then I realized they were just using me
Yeah.
for it, so I had to like cut them out. But nobody in my life now like asks that.
Yeah. And was it hard to cut them off?
Yeah, really hard.
Yeah. Like your close friends are just kind of.
Yeah, like I had this like best friend for like a year. Like we literally spent every day with each other for a whole year. Oh my God, I'm gonna cry.
No.
No, like yeah, and then he like,
Oh, it's
and then
okay.
like when I started like to get followers and all that, he would just like be like, why aren't you posting me? Why aren't you posting me? And I just really felt like he was using me, and like I just had to cut him out.
Yeah. Yeah, well, it's also a conversation too. Did you try talking to him about it?
Yeah, kind of, and like it just.
Can you get a tissue?
Oh my God.
Oh, there's tissues over there. Just the, okay, the whole thing.
Just the whole thing.
Just the whole thing. There we go. There we go.
Thank you.
All right. Did you have a conversation with him?
Yeah, and like kind of we talked about it a little, but he would like I stopped hanging out with him, and then I stopped hanging out with him for like 2 weeks, and then I hung out with him again, and he wouldn't like he kept trying to take a selfie with me, and then I was like, I don't want to like take a picture, and then he was like, why? Like we need to like take a picture, and he like didn't stop, and so I literally like left after like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Like it was just like that, and so I just like I didn't really confront it,
Yeah.
but.
And,
And
like,
then
on
I
your
hung out
own.
with him again like a week later. I was like, okay, I'm gonna give this another try. And he like kept trying to take videos the whole time. And I was like, what are like?
Yeah.
It just got really weird because it was like my best friend for so long.
Yeah. What I've
then
noticed though,
It was just like why like before then I didn't have followers or anything, so he wouldn't like. Obviously, it was like a real friendship. And then after it just like took a turn. It was just so weird. Like I just can't wrap my head around it.
yeah, it's also a new thing for him. Like it's no excuses for anybody that's trying to take advantage of somebody ever, but it's like if it's a new thing for him where, okay, my friend just has 1 million followers all of a sudden, like, whoa, okay, let's do this. Like maybe he's like super excited and he doesn't know you didn't set the boundaries yet of being like, hey, no, it's like when I hang out with you, I want to hang out with you and
and it just felt so weird because it was like, why do you only want to hang out with me for like taking
for the clout.
Yeah, but I wonder, like, I'm sure, like, if you never got clout or whatever, I'm sure he would still be your friend.
Yeah, it was just so, like, I didn't have any clout and we were like best friends, and then it just like took a weird turn. It was just so like.
Whose idea was it to just cut him out? Completely.
Like everyone in my life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like in those, sometimes you have to kind of listen to your gut too, because obviously you care about him. You know, you wouldn't be crying if you didn't care about him. But I think it's also just having that communication of being like sitting him down away from cameras, away from friends, away from family, and just having a heart to heart of like, it's really important for me to have a genuine friendship and for you to respect that this is my work now.
Yeah, I'm remembering all this now because I literally like put it, like I sent it back to like the back of my head so like I wouldn't even remember. But I remember like I went to his house and like I was just like we were just like talking. And then I was like, oh my God, okay, like we're finally like getting good again. And then he was like, oh yeah, like we should film together tomorrow. And I was like, and then and he was just like,
out there
like
again.
we like literally like talked all night and like had like the deepest conversation. And then all he wanted to do was just like film.
Yeah, it's hard.
Yeah, it's hard.
Yeah, but I think it's important in life in general to have those genuine friends. But sometimes things do come up that you have to have, you know, I know you had a brief conversation, like kind of about it, or like you told him, hey, I don't like that, and he did it again, right?
Yeah.
Was it like a very like heartfelt conversation that you had?
Yeah, and it was just like a constant cycle of like having the conversation and then it would go back. And then so I was just like, I'm done with that.
Yeah, it's hard. Well, sometimes you do have to cut people out too.
Yeah.
So, and that's okay. But I mean, as long as you have, like, with your family, you feel like you're comfortable and you can talk with them and they always have your back. And does it feel that way with you?
Yeah, always.
Yeah. Okay. Well, our advice.
That's what matters.
Yeah. Our advice would be to just tell him that, hey, why aren't you posting me? And if he tells you,
oh my God, yeah, we were giving her advice, and then I am just you
guys
are giving me advice.
No, that's how it works, though. That's what this podcast is, though, is kind of telling our stories, giving some real advice from each other, and then hopefully giving you guys some advice, too. But our advice to you would be to have the conversation, you know, just sitting down like, hey, like, nothing too intense, like, why aren't you posting me? And then if he comes at you with like, well, I just don't want other girls to see me with you because, then you're gonna be like, okay, bye.
Yeah, then there's a problem.
Yeah, but if he's like, no, I just like to keep my privacy like,
but that's pretty much
private.
He's not gonna say,
no.
oh, I don't want to post you because I want to.
Yeah.
He's gonna be like, oh no, I just don't want to. He's gonna make up something. So, but you can read the room.
Yeah. Go with your gut. If he's like looking left and right and down and around and
like,
yeah, if he's getting a little nervous.
Yeah. Well, I guess if he gets nervous too, he's probably not like, this is like a very direct question. So it's like people get nervous
and
sometimes.
I think it's different. So we are people that have like followers. This is our business. So I have a reason. Like when I think about my socials, I don't think of it as, oh, I'm a girl from my hometown and I have 2,000 followers and all people from my hometown, you know?
It's looking
so, yeah, I feel like it's
if
different.
I was that person, I probably would post my boyfriend because why not? When am I keeping him private from? I don't, like, no one's even seeing him. It's
exactly. But when you have like followers, it's different.
Yeah, it's different. So that's why we need more details, because if she's just a normal girl and he is just a normal dude from a hometown and they're not posting each other, it's a little fishy.
Yeah.
That's my thing.
Yeah, a little bit. But it's also some people are really just careful because they have their parents don't know about the other person yet, too.
And that's also not a good sign.
Yeah. Well, that could be a thing. It's like, I don't know how long they've been dating in it.
Yeah, but that's why we need details.
Yeah, because then it's like, okay, what are the reasons for not posting? The reasons are maybe the parents don't know yet and they don't want to just have the first thing be a post on social media.
But that's an easy conversation, I think, to have. So
Yeah.
that goes back to communication is key.
Facts.
Yeah, I think
Facts.
just ask him. Just like sit down with him and talk about it.
Yeah.
For sure.
And if you see he's lying, just say bye. All right, fan question number 2.
I don't. They have no intro, no hi, nothing.
No, straight to it. They just want to
Straight to
know.
Let's just get to
Straight
it.
to the question.
I don't have that much money, and I'm dating a girl who comes from a rich family. How do I live up to the standards of the luxurious world that she is used to if I don't have the money to support her in that way?
Very direct.
I know, no sugarcoat, nothing,
Yeah.
no intro,
Yeah,
like
straight to the
just
point.
Yeah.
no outro, nothing. Just
What would you say, Nicolette?
I think if she really like loves you and it's like and I don't think like she would really mind. Like I don't think she would care if like you're taking her to the fanciest restaurants and all of that. Like when you're in a relationship with someone, like you're not like
Yeah, I can see
if you really love them, like you're not gonna care about all of that.
Yeah, I could see how somebody could be like intimidated.
Yeah, I could see why.
Yeah, and then a little, yeah, I think it should be motivating. Like, all right, she comes from this great lifestyle. He wants to be able to do things for her that, other guys could do that he can't yet. Like, let that motivate you even more towards your own career and your own life. But at the same time, like, in the meantime, it's like, don't beat yourself up about it.
Don't be like really worried about it.
Yeah, it's like, do sweet, thoughtful things.
right.
Yeah.
I think that's
See,
pretty
we've kind of had a question like this before, and it kind of goes back to like I think she probably knows he's not that, and she's
Yeah.
probably grown up with that. She's had that her whole life, so she's not looking for a guy to take her out on nice dates. Like that's what she does
Yeah,
with her
exactly.
parents, So it's like she probably wants more of a thoughtful, real, wholesome person to be with. So if
Yeah, versus someone that's just gonna buy her things all the time.
right.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
What-
she's like if she definitely like knows. So
Yeah, so just live your life, have confidence. That's probably why she's attracted to you anyways. Is like, it's like I feel like anytime in a relationship when people lose that confidence, it's like little attractive points like fall off. So it's just like be confident in yourself, work hard, and do thoughtful things and don't stress about it.
yeah.
Yeah, 'cause some of my most favorite gifts didn't even cost a penny.
Yeah,
So it's like
yeah, that's so true.
Yeah.
What was one of them? Do you know off the top of your head? Give some like ideas for guys out there.
no, but I mean these ones did cost a penny, like just like a few pennies, but no, but like for Valentine's, Bennett went out and he like got picture frames and he got like all like our favorite memories, like pictures, and he got them developed and he put them in picture frames.
Really?
Oh,
that's
that's so
so
cute.
cute.
Yeah, so it's
Yeah.
like little things where it's like it took him time and effort and he had to think about it, and it was so cute.
thoughtful.
It was just really cute, and it's just not like something that costs a lot of money.
But
you know?
takes more time than some things cost. Like that's the most valuable thing you can give somebody is their time,
Right.
your time. So
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
How did you meet your boyfriend?
I went to public school for freshman year.
Okay.
And then after that I left. So we met like when I was in school.
Oh, okay, so your
Yeah.
freshman year, and then you're a senior. No,
Junior.
Okay,
Yeah.
junior on online school, and he still goes to the public school.
Yeah. Yeah, he still goes to like my old school and everything.
Do you ever get jealous or anything? Or?
Sometimes sometimes I'm like I kind of wish I had my like the typical like high school life like that I used to have, but then I think about it and I'm like, no, like when I was in school, like I was wishing that I'm living the life that I live now.
Right, you always want what you
Yeah, you
don't
always
have.
want what you can't have.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're
it
like,
sucks.
that's nice over there, and you get there and you're like, nope.
Yeah, literally. I drive past it and I'm like, other way.
Yeah.
What do like your classmates think of you now? Do you talk to any of them? Do they talk about you?
I don't really talk to many of them. Like I hang out with them I hang out with a few of them occasionally. But I don't know. I don't really like know what they think of me. I don't really.
Did you have to deal
Hear
with
about that.
bullying at all
When
online?
yeah.
Yeah. Like, and what type of bullying would you get? Comments or?
Yeah, like comments when like all the Dr. Phil stuff came out, but like I don't blame people for like
Yeah.
commenting on that. Like if
Because you thought the same thing? You were
What?
like, was it because you thought the same thing, kind of what they were saying of your character that you portrayed on
Yeah.
the show? So it's like you would get those comments and then you would just be like, oh, okay, I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you sure?
Yeah, like, yeah.
She's like,
Sounds like you're
No, I'm just like,
sure.
no, I'm like, yeah, I just,
Yeah.
yeah, I was just like thinking of how to answer the question.
Yeah. Well, I mean, because everybody gets those comments on social media, but if you do something so extreme, you're definitely going to get those comments on social media.
Yeah, like when sometimes I post something and then people are commenting like mean things about it, and I'm like, yeah, I know they're true.
Yeah. I wonder if I would consider that. Well, I guess it depends how mean the comments are, if they're constructive, right?
Yeah, constructive criticism. Like
Right.
sometimes I agree with like.
Yeah, some of the stuff.
Yeah.
But then if it's just like, go kill yourself,
Yeah,
then you're
then,
like, okay. You're like, you're a bully.
Yeah,
and that's
exactly.
evil. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think anytime that, you don't like something like that you see, and even it's just finding a way to get your point across in the most like beneficial way to that person. Otherwise, if it's not benefiting that person, why say it?
Yeah.
It's like, talking about somebody's looks. Normally people can't help the way they look.
Yeah, exactly.
So you saying about how
Yeah,
bad,
you saying that they're like fat or
then
like
you're a bully and
they're
nobody
like,
likes
their hair
the
looks
bully.
weird. Like you're literally a bully.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
then if you're the bully saying that, then I would just go to you and be like, hey, you're not being a good person right now. Like this would be my comment to them instead of being mean to them because they're a bully. Like my reply to them would be something constructive to where hopefully one day they're not a bully anymore. And it's just like, usually those type of comments, like we've talked about this in our other podcasts too.
Like you comment back something like, oh my God, I love you. I didn't know you would reply. I'm like,
yeah. It just shows like how
sometimes people are just doing it like
to get
to get
if
attention.
they've maybe commented a million times, you're pretty, you're pretty, you're pretty, you're amazing, and then the
then
one time they comment something mean, they might get a reply because it's like, okay, that's not working. Now I'm gonna say something really mean because we can, as humans, we see a million nice comments, and then we see one
then the
mean
one
and that's what's
hateful
gonna
one
eat us
is
up
what
all
catches your
day.
attention.
It's like, why can't we see the nice, amazing comments and that be in our mind all day, and we're just like frolicking
Yeah,
through
but
the
it's
world,
the
like
hate comments.
It's
that
like
are
one
annoying all
mean
day.
one is like, your whole life is like.
Yeah, versus like
For the
2,000
day.
like nice ones.
yeah.
Just life, I guess.
I just want to dive into really quick because I know these comments are going to come, but just so we address everything, right? It's like people will say, why are you giving Nicolette a platform to, grow her following even more when like she's doing these disrespectful things, right? But I think you're working on that, right? You're working on that type of content of just,
Yeah, like I'm not the person that went on Dr. Phil. Like I'm not
Exactly.
the same person. I've grown so much.
yeah, and I think it's also interesting for me, especially to hear from you, what have you learned from, doing that on Dr. Phil to now of like things that you're like, oh, okay, like people don't think this is cool. People don't like this,
Just so much. Like my life just changed so much in the past year. Like I've just learned so much. I feel like I've grown up a lot too. Just from literally everything.
Do you regret anything?
No, like, cause if like I don't want to say I ever regret anything, cause like one thing can change your whole life.
Right. Yeah, you were lucky, and it's a rare thing, to be one of the people that just blow up from, being on the show or blow up from having like a one-hit wonder,
Yeah.
Like, but you're working hard now to have longevity in your career and the things that you're doing.
Yeah.
So you're working on a fashion line, you're working on your own YouTube, you're making content every 2 days a week, and then content for your family as well. So it's a lot of stuff. And I don't think people realize how much work goes into social media.
Yeah, people don't at all.
Yeah.
Like they think like, oh, you just snapped a picture for Instagram, and it's like, no, like I got my hair done, I got my makeup done, I took a million pictures, and then the picture came out.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
then
and with
it's also-
YouTube videos, like people don't realize how much work goes into that. Yeah, and even this podcast right now.
Yeah. Yeah, we have a whole team out here.
literally the whole
Yeah.
thing right here.
Yeah, we like to say we woke up like this, but we didn't.
Yeah,
We got some stuff done. But yeah, I think it's important though, especially for kids like, that are watching that like want to do what you did. Would you recommend doing it the way you did? I mean, I guess you,
Honestly, like with the Dr. Phil thing,
yeah.
like no, like someone, like a lot of people are doing it now and it's just not working.
What were like the negative side effects of that?
People thinking that I'm this person that I'm not.
Yeah, and
Like
that's
everyone, yeah.
that's one of the like most popular, like one of the most popular episodes, right? So that's a lot of people see that person.
Yeah, and like everyone watches it. It's not just like
yeah,
like little kids from YouTube. It's like
adults.
people's moms, their
Yeah.
grandmas,
yeah,
everyone.
and it puts you under this light of being just a horrible kid.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
Yeah, and that's what
Yeah.
sucks for me. Like sometimes I'm like, I'll be at like a party or something and I'm like meeting people and I'm just thinking like, do they like think I'm this person? Like
It makes
have
you a
seen the
little
episode?
self-conscious.
Yeah, really
Yeah.
self-conscious.
If you could go back in time maybe and get your following and get your fame from maybe working longer and harder, would you do that instead of maybe that fast way to fame with Dr. Phil?
Honestly, no. Like I don't really regret anything.
I think it's because it came so easy in the beginning for you. Like what I can appreciate about building my brand and, you know, myself online is that I've had to do it for like since 2011. I've been just like trying to brand myself in like comedy and trying to like, and that was a whole process for me. I got a lot of negative comments, but that helped me improve my content.
Yeah, I don't want people to think I'm like, I didn't work for my platform because like I work so hard like every day, but
Now you do. But in the beginning, like when you first, like how many followers did you get from Dr. Phil?
well, like the first month that it aired, I think like a couple 100,000, but
And that's a lot of people.
yeah,
And
and,
that's
I'm like so thankful for that, but I
Yeah.
don't want people to think like I didn't work for it because I was like putting out content and everything and like
Yeah. But I
Yeah.
would say, and like, you know, I just want to be straightforward with you too. It's just like, that is such an opportunity that a lot of people
yeah, I
don't
was
get.
very like lucky for that.
Yeah. Yeah, it was lucky, but it also made it a lot more work for you to have to,
Get over that
get over that stereotype
Yeah.
that you put on yourself, you know? It's like people can get famous doing a lot of horrible things, right? And not to say, I mean, it wasn't the best way to get
like
attention.
if I could have it another way, I would, but
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be like, oh, I wish I did this. Like,
Yeah,
I don't
Well,
regret it
it's
at all.
good to not regret your past because you
Yeah.
learn from it too. I'm sure you got to see yourself in a new light also, that you look back and hopefully you look back and you look at that girl that was on Dr. Phil and you're like, oh God.
Yeah, that's me now.
Yeah, you're like, I am, like, you
Yeah,
do
that's
not
why I
want to
hate
be
when
that
people
person.
like think like have that stereotype of me. I'm like, I'm not that person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's what you have to fight for now
Yeah,
to be.
I'm fighting so hard for that.
Yeah.
Even when I like just make friends.
Because you are such a sweet girl. Like, you've been nothing but sweet, like, in coming here. I don't know what you're like at home with your family, but that's where, like,
No, I'm the same person with my family. Like
Yeah.
just because I put out like a video of me arguing with my mom like once in like every 6 months, like who doesn't like
yeah,
get in a little argument, you know? Like
yeah. No, it's so true. You're not, don't think that you're a bad person ever. Don't leave that thinking that. I just think it's great to have that. The only way that you can grow is having that reflection and being able to be like, oh, wow, like, watching back, yeah, that, like, I do not like the way I looked on that. Like,
Yeah.
you know, and I can better myself by having content that doesn't have as much as that. And like,
Yeah.
you know, and even showing that self-growth through your YouTube videos that your audience can grow with you and be like, oh wow, like, you know, like because she's being this kind of person, like the world is accepting her more, you know?
Yeah.
And it's like, to get anybody's respect, and you'll realize this too, even through like whether it be and whether you care or not, but it seems like you do care what, not necessarily what other people think, but who you are as a person.
yeah.
So I think, and you meeting other YouTubers or other social media influencers that had to really grow their following from nothing. Like before I started Vine, I think I had like 20, like not even 1,000 followers on social media. And I was like, okay, like I just want to build my following. I had to work hard every day. I had to learn how to edit, write, produce, direct, like on YouTube, on Facebook, and all these other platforms. So it was a lot of hard work, and I had like $0 to work with. So it's like, then at that point, you're just watching YouTube videos and trying to like self-teach yourself and going in debt, like doing improv and acting classes. You know, the struggle is real out there. So for people to see you being like handed 200,000 followers from doing something so disrespectful on TV, like immediately, you're gonna get that hate, you know? And you're gonna get that. It's not necessarily hate, because it's understandable of where their emotions are coming from, but now it's your turn to prove that, okay, I can grow my following, and you're at 1 million now, but I can continue to grow my following and change it to something positive that you can truly be proud of.
Right, and it's not the fact like you have to like admit and be honest with yourself. Yes, you were handed an opportunity, but now it's your choice and it's up to you. Because anyone's given an opportunity. It's like some people are handed things. Some people date famous people and they blow up. It's like, what do they do and what do they make themselves into from there?
Yeah, because there's so many people that get opportunities and they don't do anything with it.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And that's where the respect from other people that you're gonna get is gonna come from, when they see that hard work that you're putting in, when they see that person that you're becoming, you know? It's like, or you have become, that's where like everybody's just gonna be like, I would love to work with Nicolette. Like, Nicolette is awesome, you know? And I'm sure you have those type of people coming to you because you are putting in that work. So keep doing it. Keep growing. And I think that's good that you're also aware of the image that you originally put out and then always improving on that.
Yeah.
So I think that's awesome. And the fact that you're able to work with your family too, that's a blessing also.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah, because my family's all the way in, like, you know, different place than I am. So it's like, and I travel all the time. So it's hard for me to see them. So the fact that you're around family every day, I think family is so important.
Yeah, I'm so thankful for that. And
yeah,
we really get to bond over it, and I get to like see them every day.
Is YouTube your mom's full-time job too?
No, she's a dentist.
Oh, cool.
And she does like, she goes and does that a few days a week, and then she does like YouTube more for fun.
Yeah.
And
that's cool. It's so awesome what like social media just allows you to have a career and like really
it's crazy. Like I literally get to live my dream every day.
Yeah, it's so great. Well, congratulations. Keep it going. Keep on growing.
Thank you.
Yeah,
yep.
And I think we answered.
Too.
Yeah, thank you. We're all working.
Yeah,
for
you guys
it,
are doing amazing.
Thanks. Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, I can't wait to see what the stuff that you come out with. I'm going to keep up with all of your stuff and make sure, and you guys can too. We'll put her links in the description below, and you can like check out all of her stuff. And then for those listening, thank you for listening to our podcast. Thanks for downloading OHoney. And make sure you subscribe to our YouTube.
And thumbs up. And if you have any of these juicy stories that you want to send in, make sure you send them into diary@ohoneydiary.com.
Nice. A lot of sweet and sticky, juicy details. Give them to us.
And make sure you include lots of details because we need the deets, people.
We need the intro, we need the outro.
Yeah. We need everything.
We need it all.
All right. Thank you, guys. We love you so much. Bye, honey.
Bye.
OHoney. Diary LLC makes no warranty or guarantee as to the accuracy or sufficiency of the information featured in this podcast. The information and recommendations presented in this podcast are general opinions only.
This podcast should not be considered professional or expert advice. Reliance on the information provided in this podcast is done at your own discretion.
OHoney.